we're gonna get some work done on this thing today. Gotta go to the store, pick up a couple things. So yeah, let's go. So I think the first thing I'm gonna do is pick up a couple things. I'm gonna bring this flange with me, and I'm gonna buy, the main thing I wanted to get is some bolts that are gonna fit inside that flange. It's threaded, so I want to get the right size bolts for that thing, just so I know that I have them. And then I know I don't have to go to the store. It is a weekend. I'm probably gonna have a couple beers in the garage when I'm working, so I usually do a little bit of a once over, make sure I have everything I need, so if I have a couple beers, then I don't get stuck in the middle of a project, because I'm not going to drive anywhere. So yep, let's go get what we need, and then we'll keep working, stick some metal together. I picked up a couple cutoff wheels, a big cutoff wheel like a 14-inch for my chop saw, and got some bolts. Ended up being a 3/8 bolt. I don't know why I never checked it before I left the house. I have a ton of 3/8 stuff, but I picked up an extra bolt, 4 bolts just for that, so don't have to pull out of the stash, I guess. I was on my way home, and I turned around. I'm going to go back to a different store and pick up a work light, because when I was doing that dust shield video, I didn't even realize it until the next day that I put the tire back on, and I left my nice Craftsman LED work light sitting on the control arm for the rear suspension. And I put the wheel on, and then went in the house and went to bed, and she took the kids to school the next morning, and now I don't have a work light. So I'm gonna go back and pick one up and shed some light on the subject. I want to show this to you guys. This is kind of loosened up. I don't know how this even got so loose like this. It just slides right off. So the other day I took a nut, jammed this in there, twisted it on. It was a little better than that though. Just like that. Popped it on. Good to go. But I'm just going to pull it all back off now, because I'm basically taking all this junk out of here. Don't need any of this in there right now. And then I'm going to start looking at mounting options for Turbinsky. So I was thinking maybe up front more over here, but I'm definitely going to have to run like intercooler piping and stuff around somewhere, so not exactly sure where I'm going to put the turbo, but I don't think I'm going to do it as far forward as I was originally planning. Might sit back here, so start tinkering around a little bit and we'll figure it out. Alright, so just a little idea of what I got going on right now. I took this pipe, this one that was sticking off of here, and I cut like a 22-degree angle on there on both ends, and it's like I make a 45 to bring this down. So basically what I want to do is have this kind of down at this angle. That way this can come up from this side over to here. I'm going to cut this a little bit shorter, but I think I'm going to cut some of this open so I can merge these two together here, and then it's going to bend over to here, and then through this bend I'll throw some 3-inch on there, and then I should be able to get the 3-inch to go right into the flange this way. So I'll probably cut it short, that way it'll come right around. Short piece here, put the flange on, drink a beer, call it good, and yeah, so that should work pretty good, I think. Just have a little 45 pie cut coming down like this at, you know, some kind of an angle. Probably be able to do another bit of an angle down, and then I'm thinking that should be probably pretty decent. I think I decided what I want to do with this thing now. I'm just going to run this header upside down, and I cut this thing off probably right here. I want to follow this curve, and then I'm going to have it bend over this way. So it's going to follow this curve, come straight this way. I'm going to mount this thing here. It'll be set down a little bit more, but it'll be probably mounted somewhere around right here. That way, I'm basically referencing the frame rail down there. I want to have that plate, that mounting plate on the outside of the frame rail, So the compressor side is actually going to come straight down. That's the plan. It'll come kind of straight down into this area. I'll start hacking this thing up now and mock it up and see what it looks like. One other reason I want to kind of curve it out this way is I want to put the wastegate in here somewhere. So exhaust flow will be this way. You'll have the curve and then it'll flow right into the wastegate. So that's kind of the plan. I'll probably do wastegate dump either straight down or back into the exhaust stream. We'll see how it goes. Just ideas for now. Alright, so we're starting to get somewhere. It's taking a little while to do this, but I got this taped on here. Basically, this is one piece. It's going to go on the top. So I took and hacked out the top of this thing, and then this is going to go exactly how it was up here. And I do have some of this 3-inch cut. And this is almost the exact diameter of the 3-inch. So I'm going to trim a little bit of the top off right here, so this thing will sit nice and even. And that should be a pretty decent corner, nice and smooth. And I'm going to weld this big junk piece in there, trim it up a little bit, make it fit. I might trim it down a little bit here, weld it there, close that gap up. But basically this thing will be down at a nice angle now here, so I'll be able to use the V-band to actually connect the two sides together. So exhaust will be coming from the other side in this side over to the turbo, and then this is basically just a big merge. Alright guys, so here's this thing. Nice and shiny. I don't know, this thing is like plated. I had to grind it to get the weld to stick, so I'll have to grind the shit out of that. I just tack welded it on so I can see what it looked like. I'm going to basically flatten out and make the end of that 3-inch piece square so it fits. So that should work pretty good. It might be a little bit lower than I was anticipating, but I guess we'll have to see where it's actually sitting when it's mounted. It might be too low, but I'll probably just leave it because I don't really feel like messing with that or changing it. So here, piece in the back, that's just tack welded on. It should give me a nice little path to get the driver's side exhaust to come up and flow into this. I do still got to do some welding on the back side there, but other than that, I mean, it's nice and ugly, but it should work. So it's gonna bug me if I don't actually check it out. I'm gonna drop it in there just to kind of see where the height is gonna be. And I think the height is actually pretty good. So if we move it back, the length of the flange, the front will actually be sitting about right here. So that's perfect. I mean, and this is about the height it'll be at. So the height should be pretty nice too. I don't think that's too low. But it's not too high either that I'm going to have problems with it. And then as far as exhaust, I'll be able to run an exhaust just straight back and then right on the outside of the frame rail. So cool. I think it looks pretty good. I mean, it looks like shit, but I think it'll work. Alright guys, so that's about it for the day. Kind of took a while to get that situated because I had to cut the top off the manifold and then split the pipe and gotta just get everything to work. But that's the name of the game, I guess. So if all goes well, this shouldn't cost me anything to do the hot side. So I should be able to use all of the like the V-bands and everything that I already had on the old exhaust. I'm going to save those. And then I already had a piece of like 2.5 that I used when I did the exhaust before. I got a pretty decent length left and a couple 3-inch pieces. So I should be able to do the whole hot side without spending any money. So that's going to be pretty cool. But other than that, I got to work tomorrow, so I'm going to hit the hay and go to bed. Thanks for watching. Be sure to leave a comment, like and subscribe, share it with your friends. Keep your hands dirty, nose clean. Have a good one.